Something that I used to struggle with a lot in my early 20s, actually, pretty much my entire 20s, was self worth. And if you didn't know, I'm 35 now. For those of you guys who are new to the channel, hello, my name is Jasmine, and I'm so glad to have you. And in this video, I just kind of want to talk to you guys more about self worth and how your lack of that can prevent you from achieving the goals that you have for yourself. Something that I don't think a lot of times we realize is you can only attract things that you believe that you're worthy of. See, we'll say things, or at least for myself, I used to say things like, oh, I want to lose X amount of weight because I'm tired of being obese. In case you didn't know, I lost 100 pounds. But I would struggle with that. I would yo-yo diet for years because deep down inside, I didn't truly believe that I was worthy of a healthier body. I didn't truly believe that I was worthy of a body that I could be proud of. I used to say to myself years before I started my online business that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. But no matter what business idea I had, I would always give up on it because deep down inside, I didn't even believe I was worthy of a successful business. And those things didn't change for me until I started going to counseling. I didn't realize how much I was battling with internally that was presenting itself in my external world. So one of the things that I was struggling with, that I didn't even realize I was struggling with, was the death of my grandmother. And she pretty much raised me. And that was the first time I had experienced grief. And so I didn't even know how to cope with that. She died when I was 25. And I put on a lot of weight after that. And for the longest time, I thought the reason I was putting on all that weight was because I just hated my 9 to 5, right? I didn't realize it was because that was my way of coping with loss. I struggled a lot with alcohol abuse. I was drinking all of the time, heavy amounts of alcohol for years. I was doing that for about 5 years, right? But the reason why I had all these poor habits was because that was really how I felt about myself. I didn't think I was worthy of anything better than that. And I'm telling you this because if you've been struggling with achieving something, maybe you start and stop like what I used to do. You never see things all the way out. Sometimes you don't even start because you come up with all these reasons as to why it's not going to work. More often than not, the reason why you're struggling with this is because deep down inside, you don't even believe you're worthy of that. There are things going on within you internally that you haven't healed, you haven't fixed. And again, people will present an A+ front, okay? You can act like you're the most confident person in the world. You can act like you've got it all together. You can act like you have all the answers. But what do your actions show? Because if you are always starting and stopping, if you are coming up with excuses as to why you can't do something, if you are always saying negative things like, woe is me, those are clear indicators that deep down inside, you don't even think you're worthy of the thing that you want to accomplish. And until you fix that, you will never accomplish it. I really believe that we attract what we are. Okay, so if you want to attract weight loss, in a sense, you're going to have to become that person who lives a healthy lifestyle. Think about it. The version of you that's 50 pounds lighter, for instance, how would her day be structured? Would she be getting in her steps? Would she be cooking most of her meals at home? Would she be drinking all the time? Would she have a gym membership? Would she do different types of exercise activities that she truly enjoys doing so that being active isn't so challenging? What would she be doing, right? And that's how you need to start moving now, not when it happens, because it'll never happen until you start moving like that now. If the version of you who's doing 100,000 a year, I don't know, how would she move? Would she really be telling herself that she can't do something? Really? The 6-figure earning version of you, she would be sitting around telling herself what she can't do? You sure about that? Would she be making up excuses as to why her content isn't good enough, making 6 figures a year? That's how she would think? Really? No. That's not how she would think. So then why are you acting like that now? Why are you thinking like that now? And then we'll try to convince ourselves that we'll change when that thing happens that we want to accomplish. You will never change. It's never going to happen until you change. So you have to start moving like that now. But again, the reason why you're struggling with moving like that now is because deep down inside, you don't even believe you're worthy of that thing. You don't even believe you're worthy of it. And it could be for a number of reasons. Maybe you don't feel worthy of it because you haven't seen anyone around you do it, right? For instance, before I lost 100 pounds, everyone that I was around, family and friends, had a weight problem. I didn't know anyone in my personal life who lived a healthy lifestyle, who tracked their calories, who exercised for fun. Like, who had a gym membership that they actually used. I didn't know anyone in my personal life who lived like that. So for me, how am I going to be able to achieve that if there's no one around me who's achieving that, right? So your environment can be a big indication, or, can be a big hindrance to you. Something else that you may be struggling with is really just, how are you brought up? Maybe your family was negative. Maybe no one in your family achieved a particular goal. So then therefore they kind of put those limiting beliefs on you. Like, there are so many people who will sit around and say that, oh, having too much money is greedy, or, nobody should be worth $1 million or $100 million, right? Well, these are limiting beliefs that are now being placed on you. And you grow up believing that to be true. And that's why you're struggling with making those type of numbers today, because deep down inside, you don't feel like you're worthy of it, because that mindset was imprinted on you years ago. And you don't even realize it. But that's what's going on. You've got to do the inner work. I say this in damn near every video. You would be surprised at how so much of your life really just has to do with how you show up for yourself on a day-to-day basis. From the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, and the decisions that you make in between. We don't even realize how much of our life we can control. A lot of times we'll say things like, well, this is out of my control, or this isn't my fault. Well, a lot of the things that happen to us, not all, but a lot of the things that happen to us in our adult life is really a direct reflection of all of the decisions that we made. Am I lying? Me being 340 pounds, that was just a direct reflection of all of the foods that I chose to eat and all of the exercises that I chose not to do. No one forced me to eat all of the bad food. I did that to myself. But the reason I was treating my body like that was because deep down inside, I didn't believe I was worthy of anything else. I was struggling with depression, anxiety. It was just a lot going on. And so I showed up like that every day for myself. And those were the results I was getting. But when I decided to change it, when I decided to put one foot in front of the other and just try, stay consistent, you start slowly getting results. The results don't happen quickly, they happen slowly. But the more you keep making the decision to just do a little bit better than you did yesterday, you start to feel way better about yourself. You slowly pull yourself out of that depression. You slowly pull yourself out of that anxiety, because now you're showing yourself in real time what happens when you actually just get up and try. When you stop making excuses, when you stop talking about what you can't do, and then your self-worth starts to improve. You start to believe that you're worthy of all those things, because every single day you are showing yourself that you're worthy of putting yourself first, doing the thing that you've always wanted to do, but just never got around to doing. Your self-worth or lack thereof can literally change your entire life. But because so many people don't want to go to counseling, they don't want to do the inner work, they don't want to let go of distractions, they don't want to stop making excuses, they will never get the results, whatever that is, they've wanted. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to read what you guys have to say. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do not forget to join the Patreon. The link is down below in my description. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.